And so where else would you rather be than right here, right now? 12 noon East Coast time, Carm, Capriotto, and my partner in crime, Tom Ham from aftermarketweekly.com. Oh my God, so glad to be here. It is episode number 6, a magazine style show that we bring all kinds of great topics, and it includes a shop tour around 18 minutes after the hour. We've got Frank Scandura sitting in the background, just waiting. Can't wait to get up there and show you my place out in Las Vegas. Tom, how are you?
I'm great. It's great up here back in Michigan where it's a little bit cooler.
Yeah, I've noticed it's a different background today. Where are you?
Yeah, we went from the newer house down there up to the 99-year-old house here. We're in downtown Rockford, Michigan.
Okay, good. Glad to have you back up here because, especially in the winter, I would talk to Tom all the time, and he says, "So what's the temp up there?" And it's awfully tough to deal with that. Hey, we're on Facebook. We're on AftermarketWeekly.com's Facebook site. We're on Carm Capriotto's Facebook. Any comments? We'd love to see them because we can see them here in the stream. Please share this with your friends. And don't forget that every episode that we've ever done, the previous 5, are at aftermarketweekly.com on the episodes page. It's really cool how it's laid out, and you could watch all of this. The talking points are there. As you well know, we just don't want this to be a fleeting moment. We want to be able to archive everything that we do. So, hey, Tom, I know that you have planned one heck of a show. And I want to remind everyone that Tom's from the Automotive Management Network. You could tell I had my bourbon just before I got on. After Automotive Management Network, 14,000 members site, great site. And of course, I'm from Remarkable Results Radio. So are you ready, Mr. Starsky? And I'm Mr. Hutch, the famous, cop duo. I'm going to give you 2 duos every week.
The references to the old days every time. Yeah,
Starsky and Hutch.
Torino.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people that don't even remember that. Are you ready? Are we getting ready to rock into our first topic?
We are ready to go. Sure. We'll start with trends, see what's trending now. And this is a topic that comes up often with me when I'm just sitting around. You know how we get old and we start reminiscing about stuff. And boy, I sure wish they'd bring back full service gas. Sometimes the weather is nice and you don't mind. You got all kinds of time. But other times, it sure be nice to have somebody do that for you. It might be the weather. It might be all dressed up. And I noticed today, headline, MAPCO, which is a chain of gas stations down Alabama, Huntsville, Montgomery locations, they've got full serve gas. So we can pull up there. We can get our windshield cleaned. And since we're a little bit more modern than the old days where we didn't have all the technology, now we can do online ordering, curbside service. They'll deliver food and drink to your car. There's remote pay. Don't know if they're into checking your oil. Didn't say that.
That would be nice to know.
That would be nice to know too. But I would sure hope this is a trend that catches on. It's an option. I know a few days ago, I asked some shop owners, where can you get full-serve gas in the state of Michigan, and they could name about 3 gas stations in the entire state that still had full-serve gasoline. Yeah. So that would really be nice.
Here's a piece of trivia. Here's a piece of trivia.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever have Atlantic stations near you? Up in Michigan.
Atlantic stations did not come to Michigan. No.
Yeah, well, Atlantic was here in the Buffalo area, and they had a thing called Red Ball Service, and that's where the guy would come out, he had his hat on, the rag in his pocket, and your car would be gone over from stem to stern.
I did that for years, and I thought it was fun. It was fun when we did it. We cleaned windshields, we chatted with people, and we checked their oil and their tires and added oil and filled their washer solvent. And I enjoyed doing it even when I was the owner of a service station. We did that at several different ones. And have you ever done it?
I've never personally done it myself, but we did own a gas station that did full serve. But that was social media in the day. You were talking to people, you were finding out about their family, you were telling them the things that were going on in the shop, and that's where all the work came from, right?
Oh yeah, we changed oil every 2,000 miles. It's interesting when you talk to people roughly my age, and this is people whether they're in the automotive industry or they're in a totally different world today. It's amazing how many worked at service stations, because there were service stations in every corner. There was no self-serve gasoline, so the kids had to pump the gas. And so many, nowadays the kids start at McDonald's and so on. Back then, they started at service stations, and especially if you go in our industry and talk to the shop owners, so on and so forth, so many of them spent at least one summer in a service station, if not more. I enjoyed it and hope it really spreads. It's just such a fun thing.
I imagine this is a response to COVID. I noticed that from that company, they're only doing full serve from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. So it's a start. Will it happen? Obviously, there's going to be a cost of doing that. What would I pay per gallon extra, or would I pay a certain fee? I don't know. But, let's pay attention to that. And by the way, you don't have a tie on today. And I forgave you, just to let you know, because I know you're moving. I just, this was Tom's requirement when we started, and so I'm keeping it up, Tom. I know your ties are packed.
There aren't any here, I don't think.
Well, you may have to go to Walmart. And
we may have to go to Walmart. Yeah, there you go. That's coming up later. But
what's next, man?
What's next? Let's see. Let's look at survey says. We always take a look at some kind of past survey. The survey that's on now, it's first time we've done a live survey that's actually going right now. And we wanted to find out service advisors. What do they do? What are their responsibilities? And the way we pose this question is, which tasks are always or usually handled by the service advisor at your shop? So notice these are primary tasks. It's not once in a while you do this, but something you do is a regular part of your job. And we offered 9 different options, and here they go. I'll start with the most common. About 9 out of 10 gather the vehicle information. About 9 out of 10 do the estimating. About 4 out of 5 do parts lookup and ordering. About 3 out of 4 do labor claims.
That blows me away. That whole that labor claim thing.
That is getting bigger all the time, and I think it's because technology and we can track things better. So it's something that shops are much more on top of today than they used to be. Let's see, a little more than half help with management, a little more than half help with quality control when the vehicle's done. A little less than half actually help the technicians. One of their primary jobs, over 40% of them, is assisting the technicians to some degree. About 2 out of 5 get technical info, research, bulletins, etc. for the technicians. Yeah. 2 out of 5, let's see, 2 out of 5 in for the technicians. And last one, pick up and deliver customers or parts, about 1 out of 4, only about 25%. Now, what's interesting about this is your service advisor is your sales department. And if you find the top service advisors in the country, if we found the top 1%, and I'm talking about the people that have the highest dollar sales, and they answered this survey, what's interesting is you'd find that most of those people do none of this. They're your sales department. If we go down that list there, 8 of those 9 items have nothing to do with customer contact at all.
They're management things.
They're all management things. Yes. They're management. They're people that can be in the background, clerical things. The only one that has anything to do with sales and customer contact would be giving the customer a ride back and forth home, which would be a great time to interact with the customer a little bit and set up the sale.
The CEO of the company is supposed to make the phone ring, and marketing is one of their most important jobs. Has the CEO abdicated some of these responsibilities to the service advisor, and has he lost track of the fact that he's not selling? Well, he or she is not selling.
I think that in smaller operations, that's the comprehension that the service advisor is really a salesperson is not fully grasped. And it's not necessarily liked, but sales, and I learned this just within the past few years when I started reading and learning stuff. Sales is not a dirty word. It's a great word. Sales is what makes the world go round. And a great sale is when the seller and the buyer both come out with a great deal. That's your best sale. And when we're selling car repair, if it needed some kind of maintenance or repair, and we were charging some kind of reasonable price, whatever that is in your area, well, that's a good deal. The car is more fixed up; it's in better shape. The shop and the service advisor and the technicians get some profit, so everybody wins. So this gets harder to do, of course, in the small shops. Small shops, people have to wear many different hats, but I think you get into the larger shops is where you'll see this, especially where the sales person the service advisor will do very little of this, and they'll just concentrate on customer contact, interacting with that customer, and that's what makes the world go around in a shop.
Selling's an honorable job, and
Yes, it is.
too many stereotypes. The used car salesman style. Get out of my way. You walk into a furniture store and they're on you like white on rice. Yet they're selling, but we sell every day. You want something, you need to convince the spouse.
Life is selling.
Yes, life is selling. But great point. And I hope our people take a look at that information, Tom. I almost would love, what I'd love to do maybe in the future as we continue to groom our show is to be able to put this screenshot up on, so that people can see what we're looking at.
Yes.
I would love to consider getting these screenshots up because the data, the way you present the data is excellent.
Thank you very much. We'll keep doing it. Something new will be coming soon.
Yeah. And you can see this on Automotive Management Network. Just go to Tom's site. And you can see this survey. Probably comes right up.
Just mouse over the toolbox and you'll see survey results down in the column there.
Thanks, man. What's next?
Move on to technology. And, here's I have these various pet peeves. I have a whole list of them. I'm just that kind of person. And one of them in repair shops is a customer says, I'm thinking of getting a new car, and we just roll over. We go, oh, that's nice. Instead of, all the bells and whistles should go off and the light should flash and the emergency siren should sound, you're losing a customer. This customer is going to be lost for the next 2, 3, 4, maybe permanently. So when they say new customer, I'm thinking of getting a new car, it's kind of like, whoa, why? Wait a minute. Why are you thinking of getting a new car? We need to stop. The service advisor, the owner, let's get in there and find out. And then you ask them why. Now, one of the most common answers, I asked my wife, why would you want a new car? And technology, features, safety, gadgets, all those kinds of things are often what comes up when we want to get a new car. And I was checking into that a little bit recently, and for years there's been accessories that you can add on to cars, and a lot of it was junk. Sometimes 99% of it was junk, but things are getting more sophisticated, and there's still plenty of junk out there, but there's also better quality stuff. There's high-tech stuff, and you can research, find out what's good. And I think shops could consider maybe we should look into adding on some of these things to the cars and not leave it to the franchise operations or whatever.
So what you're saying is if someone says, hey, a friend of mine's got blind spot, and so you want to spend $39,000 to get blind spot?
And really,
right?
that's true. And I was looking on there, I say, what's some of the most popular ones that people are adding in the area of high tech? Collision avoidance, blind spot monitor, park assist, rear camera. And I just did that on one of my cars because my wife drove her nuts. She can't turn her neck very well sometimes. And drove her nuts. She couldn't see in back, and we've had an RV in the past, so we added one of the cars. A very simple deal, great resolution, not relatively inexpensive, easy installation. She likes it. I like it. Other people who've been in the car think it's pretty cool. So that's a common one right there. GPS and navigation, touchscreen controls, connected car, heads-up display. This is all stuff that you can add to almost any car. So it's something to consider. I'd love at some point for one of the management trainers out there, a suggestion for you guys, put a class together on how to prevent your customers from buying a new car. Mm-hmm. Seriously, I'd love to send a service advisor to that class because we lose some fantastic customers with cars that are serviceable for many more years. They just need a little encouragement, show them how to take care of some things, maybe add some features, get it detailed nice. But what an opportunity.
Great thought. Good. Thanks for the research on that. And let's challenge our trainers to do something like that.
Oh, we'd love to see that class, guys. One or two of you out there has got what a great topic for a class.
Yeah, I love this next story. It's money, and could this be a trend?
Oh, I would hope so. This is, yeah, we're trying to be a little bit humorous here. You know, we can't be all too serious, but this was a headline that I read, and I thought this is very, I'm sure this is very sad news, very disturbing news for independent repair shops north of the border.
In Canada.
In Canada, yes, because it turns out that Walmart is closing down all 106 of its tire, lube, and express car repair shops across Canada.
That's very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. But of course, if you're in the independent world, there's a whole thing with franchises, so on and so forth. And this isn't so much franchise; this is really a department store.
Yeah.
That does car repair, and it doesn't always turn out that well. And you know, we gotta not to pick on them too much. I mean, there's nice people that work there, so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
you know,
It's the general store concept: groceries, hardware, home and garden, clothing, and car repair.
yeah, and you know, Sears did that for a long time. They got out of it, and Penske tried it for a while. Kmart did it. Penske bought all their stores, thought they were going to make a lot of money. Tried it for a couple of years, went, this doesn't work. So a lot of franchise, or not franchise, but a lot of other stores try this, and it usually doesn't work well. You know, we jokingly, when the repair shops get together, they'll talk about it and they'll say, you know, hey, the Walmart or whoever, I mean, they sell groceries, they sell toys, they sell underwear.
Yeah.
We don't sell groceries, toys, and underwear. We fix cars, so they ought to stick to what they do best, and we ought to stick to what we do best, and not have those cross over.
You know, think about where technology in the oils is heading. In fact, Tom, I'm going to get ready to do an episode on oils, and you know, 0W16 is creeping into. I think some Toyotas and Hondas have that. Can you imagine, you know, staying up on all of that new tech at Walmart? Trust me, I'm sure they've got a department and everything, but tech may just overtake them wanting to keep even their U.S. is open. But hey, it's interesting. Thanks for telling us that.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a headline that they're going to do that in the United States too. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know what happens.
Yes. I think it's time. Oh my God. It is time for a shop tour. And you talk about exciting. My friend Frank Scandura from Frank's European in Las Vegas is going to be with us. But hey, I want to tell everyone we're so excited to have a sponsor, our first sponsor here on aftermarketweekly.com. Look at the shop tour, and we're so happy. It's brought to you by Broadly, who helps local shops grow through great customer experiences. Broadly, they attract and capture leads. They help you communicate by text, collect contactless payments. Wow, that's important. And they gather reviews. Go to broadly.com. Thank you, Broadly, for bringing us Frank Scandura today. Hi, Frank.
Yeah, and everybody out there watching.
Hello,
next
everybody.
Time you
can
go
you hear me
out
okay? Because you guys are coming over.
Yep.
I can hear you, man.
We can hear you good. And I was just mentioning,
Good. Okay.
Frank's going to show us around. And before he starts that, he's about 15 minutes off the strip. And almost everybody gets to Vegas for some kinds of show or something. So when you're there, Frank's European, that's on your must-see list next time you're in Vegas. So make a note of that in your phone so you do that. Anyway, can you show us around, Frank?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I just want to, this is my office, right? This is where all the magic everybody thinks happens, but it's not true. So I'll start off with my 4 monitors, right? I'm kind of proud of those. That's what keeps me going every day. And just going to come on out to the lobby. Well, you know, 2 is not enough, so I had to have 4, especially when most guys have 2. This is where the real magic happens. This is the accounting office, so they're not going to look this way because they're shy. That's my wife and my son over there. Here's some of the service counters. We're down to 1 chair for the social distancing. We didn't want too many people there. And you can get a good view of our nose shields, I call them, sneeze guards or whatever. And got 1 at each station. It's our manager, Travis, over there. Say hi, Travis. Say hi to everybody in the world.
Hi, Travis.
Frank's European Services, where we take a picture of all of our team right in front of that because, you know, we're constantly building a brand. complimentary water, soda, and I'm a Pepsi fan, so we only have Diet Pepsi and and regular Pepsi. My sister's husband works for Coca-Cola. He's a truck driver, so that's a big deal over there. So family feud. This is something that's important to us, and it's amazing how many times somebody will come in and say, "Boy, I sure needed that today." We do put a new scripture up every week. My wife picks one up at random.
Love
Some of the
that.
charities we support. Thank you. It's an important part of who we are. Motul, we got to sign up because people are saying, "I never heard of Motul." Well, you didn't have to hear of it because Frank said it's okay, and that's what they decide to do is say, "Okay, whatever Frank says." So here's a good shot of our lobby.
It's a beautiful
And
lobby,
even though it
Frank.
looks beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful
And
lobby.
it's not designed for people to wait, and thank you. This is something that's important to me. How I started in the car business. I read this automotive encyclopedia when I was a kid, about 13 years old. I still have it, and it's fascinating to me back then. A little bit of auto TV, and our mission statement. Our mission and our values tie together: honesty, integrity, and quality. Automotive service and repair should not be difficult or intimidating for anyone. We want to help car owners understand what we're doing and why, so they can make an informed decision, even if it means we don't do any service work on their car. That happens a lot, so it's an important part of who we are, providing exceptional service to our customers. A little bit of hand sanitizer there at the door, a little sun glare, but thank you. That's we require our customers, now that we're doing shuttles, we are requiring them to clean their hands before they get in the car, and they must wear a mask. And here's our night drop box. We've had that for a number of years. And this is the new trend, guys. If you haven't gotten one yet, look this company up, lockers.com. This is the coolest thing in the world. We can program these locks for customers to pick up their keys, never either, if they don't want to come in and touch anybody or anything, or after hours pickup. So it really works well.
Great.
For that. There's one of our TechNet sons. Yep. And I'm just going to kind of work my way over. Here's our parking lot. I don't know if you can see the traffic in the background. We're on a very busy street. We're very fortunate there. Probably about 100 cars on property today.
I'm jealous, Frank.
So grateful that the
I'm jealous.
valve was reopened. Don't be jealous. You can have this too. All it takes is time and money, and I had the time. The bank had the money.
You had the time, bank had the money.
Here's some more of our TechNet stuff. Yeah. Obviously, we're a Bosch shop, so we got the Bosch signs up. These racks are awesome. These are body shop racks. They call parts caddy. And, we're going to take bumpers off of cars a lot, so they get thrown up on there instead of thrown on the floor.
Okay.
Alliance, under equipment, best I've ever seen. We spent quite a bit of money, about $8,000, putting it level with the floor, and just so I don't have to pay for any more bumpers. Definitely paid out. So this is the main side of the shop, about 5,200 square feet here, 4 bays on that side, and we've got 5 bays on the other side. And there's something gravely wrong. I have an empty bay. All right, where's the manager?
How do you keep it cool in there?
Here's where we do all the car wash. We wash every single car. It gets vacuumed, washed. Swap coolers, big giant ones.
Okay. That's right. Yeah, you can do that in the Southwest. That's right.
And because it's so dry here, it works real well.
Yeah.
Vegas, baby. Yeah. It's not like super high humid other parts of the country.
Michigan or New York.
Don't stand a chance. You have to do AC. Yes, sir. And here's the other side. This was a Sears tire store originally.
Oh.
And I call this the other side because it was a tire warehouse. And landlord came by one day and said, "Well, how come you're not working on cars in there?" I said, "Well, I don't have $50,000 for the door." So he said, "Well, if you sign a 10-year lease, I'll give you enough free rent to pay for the door." Hello, we're done. Got the door. So I basically got a 3,200 square foot space for no additional rent.
Oh, fantastic.
These are our sprinter lifts, right? So we're fortunate enough to have 3-phase power, and these we bought used for $2,000, and I spent about another $500 or $600 buying parts to fix them. And here's what I had to buy. some of the jacks had gone out, and these are basically pallet jacks to jack up these lifts and move them around. So we just found a company that had matching pieces and parts online, and we were able to fix these up. No one else could find the parts because they kept looking to the lift supplier for the parts that they were no longer.
And you use these for what? What do you use these for, Frank?
These we use for the Sprinter lifts. They're 30,000 pound capacity.
Okay.
For Sprinter vans.
Okay, Mercedes. Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, hey,
so they'll pick up 30,000 pounds. I could pick up a fire truck with those.
Oh my goodness. We're almost out of time. You got one more thing to show us, or
more Hunter equipment, tire balancer.
Okay. We're
you know what? Let me work my way over to the computer area because we have factory scanners for all of the cars we work on.
Show us one last thing, and then we got to go.
Aftermarket scanners. Here we go. Here's a docking station for all the computers. Got a little power strip up here. This is where computers get stored. Autologic, BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Audi, Jaguar Land Rover, Toyota, Lexus, all factory scanners because you have to have the right information.
All right. Remember who's watching here. You can see now. Well, you gotta stop out there. You got to stop out, and next time you're in Vegas, and Frank's going to give you this tour in person and answer all your questions. And there's lots of. Well, I could spend a couple hours asking questions after the cool stuff you just showed us. But this is fantastic, Frank.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so very much. For showing us, sharing your shop with us.
My pleasure, and I do tours often for guys. I always get phone calls, so anybody who's listening, you're welcome anytime. Just give me a heads up, make sure I'm here, because sometimes I leave early.
Thanks again.
And rightfully so. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it so much. Frank Scandura from Frank's European in Las Vegas. Frank is going to be on with me on my Town Hall Academy this coming Friday as we're doing a session on supporting our people in kind of the Dave Ramsey program, giving them some financial strength so they don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. And also, Frank and I did a shop tour at his place on a live town hall Academy episode 92. You could also have the discussion with the value of shop tours for people. So thank you so much. Thanks for setting that thing up, Tom.
Oh, that's just it. We just have a great list. Do you want to know where we're going next week?
I would love to know.
Would you love to? This guy, this shop owner, was once world karting, as in race karts, champion, won the world championship. So he's quite the race car driver, SCCA, so on and so forth. And he also, if you have any familiarity with skateboarding, you know the term ollie. There's so many moves that come off an ollie, and that's a big deal. Well, that's who we're going to meet. We're going to meet Ollie. This is the guy who invented it in Florida. Back in the 60s and back in the 60s, 70s, somewhere in there. So you can read all about him online. He's a fascinating, interesting guy. He has a shop down there called German Car Depot, and that's where we're going. And Ollie, is going to give us a tour.
And all the shop tours are brought to you by Broadly. Thank you. Okay, final segment. You know, you think how many cars do we have, and how many cars per capita? And people would probably think, well, it's probably the most is in the United States. So I don't know. That's one of the weird things that I thought about, and I looked up. And as far as there's like 190 countries in the world or whatever, and United States is actually fifth. We only have about 84 cars per 100 people, which is a staggering amount, actually, if you think about it. Mm-hmm. New Zealand is fourth with 86 per 100. New Caledonia, little country, 89 per 100. Monaco has 90 cars per 100. And last of all, the number one country, San Marino, has 126 cars for every 100 people. So those other countries, if everybody was in a car, there'd be people standing around. In San Marino, if everybody's in a car, we got cars left over. Carm, have you ever been to San Marino? No. Where is it?
It's in Italy.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah.
It's a separate country within Italy, and I thought you being Italian, you'd been there.
Italian, I know. Everybody thinks I know everything about Italy and that whole region over there. But I do know how. Never mind. We'll
If
talk
you-
about sauce and macaroni at another time. All right.
If you're watching, if you want us to tour your shop, if you have a question or a comment, if you want to become a sponsor a different segment. And remember, we want you, if you have road trip photos, talked about those last week. If you have road trip photos to send us, it's Carm at aftermarketweekly.com. Send us that stuff. We can use it, and we're going to have some more fun.
Boy, another great show. Thank you so much. We do this every single Tuesday at 12 noon. It's the Aftermarket's only live weekly magazine style show of everything aftermarket, aftermarketweekly.com. Thanks to my co-host, Tom Ham.
Hey, thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
See you next week, everyone.
Next week.